scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. She is 5'2", weighed in at 135.5 pounds, making her amateur MMA debut and representing Team Unbreakable. Give it up for Heidi!
All right, we got Heidi Wollebaek. She is a tough competitor. I know she's a single mom, and she's in here to bang tonight. She said she got started, that she really wanted to challenge herself and prove herself. I can tell you that some of the toughest female fighters that we have are single moms. They're dealing with adversity, they're dealing with the pressures of doing that, and I think sometimes getting in the cage is like a vacation.
Oh, I think it is as well. It lets them kind of release it and be free for a while.
Yeah, this girl is a blast, very bubbly, very fun, very vicious inside the cage. She's a paralegal by profession, and she has a six-year-old son, or a 6-year-old son who's autistic. So, she was very open about that in terms of the interview stuff, and I think that offers a host of challenges, and I know that she's out tonight fighting for him as well.
Oh yeah, she also, when she started training MMA, she was a little bit heavier, about 65 pounds heavier. So she's done a great job, dropping some of that weight. She just wants to be the best fighter that she can be.
Yeah, and I think she's going to have a tough opponent. But I got to tell you, when I see this, I see more women and women getting in the sport. I think it's great for the sport. It's great for Steelfist, and Steelfist has got to be by far one of the largest venues locally in Utah that allows this. They have more female fights probably than any other show.
Oh yeah, I see more female fighters here on Steelfist. You got a couple female fighters. I mean, how is it to train those female fighters?
It's different. It's offered a different set of challenges, but I got to tell you, we have a large female team down at Hidden Valley, and they're some of the most dedicated, loyal, devoted fighters, and they come in and they work. You got a single mom who comes in, she's used to, not having a lot of free time. They come into the gym, and I'll tell you what, those guys work hard. And I have a feeling we're going to see that in Heidi tonight.
Oh, I'm sure it's all business for her. And another interesting fact that I saw was that she was raised on a cattle ranch in Star Valley, Wyoming. She did rodeo her whole life, so yeah. She's probably a tough chick.
Rodeo, barrel racing, she's done it all on the back of a horse, so that's great. I'm excited to see her. She was no nonsense at weigh-ins, didn't have a lot to say for her or for her opponent or anybody else, and here she goes.
She looks like she means business.
And now, introducing her opponent, fighting out of the black corner. She stands 5'7", weighed in at 128.5 pounds, making her amateur MMA debut and representing CCS. Give it up for Jennifer, Miss Maniac Snyder.
Now we got Jennifer, Miss Maniac Snyder. She is a lot of fun, bubbly. She's a little bit taller than her opponent, and she is ready to bang. I saw her back earlier tonight. I saw her at weigh-ins, and she was having a great time, but she's serious. She's ready to come in here and leave it in the cage. As you see here, pumping her chest. She's quite an entertainer, and she's got a good group of folks down there at CCS training them.
Oh yeah, CCS always brings it. They got Mike Chrisman, they have Cole Rose over there. They're just a great group of guys over there. And meaning business, I can see, right here on the bio sheet, it says her goal is to get to the UFC. That's mean business right there.
Well, women's MMA is blown up, and if you're talking about a venue to go to the next level, whether it's the bigger shows or the UFC, Steelfist is the place to do it. There's not a lot of promotions that are going to give you a shot to get on a big promotion like Steelfist will, in addition to TV coverage, right?
Oh, exactly. And, 2 debut women right here coming to lay it out in the cage. I think that's great. I appreciate everything Steelfist has done for women's MMA, and I hope they continue.
She dedicates this fight to her son, Quinton, and her mother, Tina Snyder, who recently passed away. So, she's fighting for a purpose. She's fighting for a cause. Let's see if she can carry that into the cage. Interestingly enough, too, Ryan, she is also a single mom.
Yes, I noticed that. And her day job also is construction cleanup. So she's in there getting down and dirty, with those construction guys and, cleaning everything up, picking things up. She should be in great shape for this fight, I would think.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot that's going to rub her the wrong way. So here we go. We've got a great fight. Heidi Wollebaek, and then we've got Jennifer, Miss Maniac Snyder. I'm excited about this fight.
Yeah, you know, Jennifer stated that, you know, she's a Southern toughie, is the way she put it. You know, coming from Arkansas, and hobbies are drawing and camping and riding dirt bikes.
Wow, she does it all.
And
there she
she's
is.
a showman.
And she's the showman. A nice respect there, some nice praying. Probably lower her heart rate too as well, help out.
Yes, this should increase her cardio in the end.
That's what I want you to listen to, got it?
And Sugarloaf telling Heidi, or Jennifer rather, that he'd like her to listen to her voice. Listen to his voice.
Yeah, he's getting his voice out there. You know, when you're sitting there in a crowd with so many people around here, it's kind of hard to, you know, go ahead and, you know, hear your coach's voice at times.
Especially as a new fighter. So here we go. We're going to see a nice touch of gloves, and Jennifer's going to stay at range. She's going to stay long, and nice head movement by Heidi. She comes in right away. She better be careful.
Yeah, it looked like they were working.
And she's throwing some really heavy hands. Jennifer's going to have to be careful and watch those takedowns. Jennifer staying very composed, Ryan.
Yes, she is. She's walking her opponent down. They're even saying a little stuff to them.
It looks like they're talking a little trash here. And she's coming at her. Pushes her back, very tactile, and she's laying hands on her really early.
Yeah.
She better keep her hands up.
Jennifer's doing a great job keeping her distance, you know, trying to use her jab to, you know, secure her distance, and then, you know, trying to get some head movement afterwards.
I got to tell you, Heidi's doing a good job of closing the distance. She's jabbing in and then catching her with that overhand right. Heidi's going to have to be careful and keep that left hand up, or she's going to eat that overhand right by Heidi.
Yeah, you know, I'm curious whether we're going to see a striking battle the whole time.
And there we just saw that. We saw the overhand right. Yeah, I hope it stands.
Yeah, I love a stand-up fight, and it looks like these girls are ready to bang, so let's keep it going.
Wow, a very nice counter right hand off Jennifer's leg kick, and it looks like she caught her. But Jennifer does a good job composing herself. You know, it's very composed for new fighters. You wouldn't expect that.
Yeah, for debut fighting, these girls are doing great. You know, she even showed that natural counter to the leg kick, throwing that right down the middle.
I got to tell you, I really like Jennifer's approach. As soon as she feels like a takedown's coming or a body lock's coming, she's pushing her off and going back to where she's safe, which is her long reach.
Yeah, I think that's where she feels the most comfortable. She backs up a little bit, gets set again, and comes right in.
But what we're seeing over and over, Ryan, here is the overhand right of Heidi is landing. She's leading in with the left. She's coming over with the hand with her right hand, and we just saw it again. Looks like she's got her in a headlock.
So what would you do, John, if you were in her corner in between rounds? How would you tell her to try to avoid that overhand right?
I would tell her to keep her hands up, and I would tell her every time Heidi got set to make sure she's eating a jab. Jennifer is not throwing as many jabs as she needs to. She's got the range. She's got to start using it.
Yeah, she's got to start pumping that jab. And there she throws one, and you saw the overhand right, and she stepped back.
She should be snapping that thing every couple seconds. But again, they're looking very composed. It looks like the left hand's coming up to the face, which is good. And Jennifer, again, eats that overhand right, but looks composed. But Heidi's scoring on the judges probably with those, right?
She probably is. You know, those shots are hitting kind of hard, and Jennifer's jabs aren't doing as much damage.
Okay, it looks like Jennifer's starting to find her range. Oh, she clocked her. She caught her.
Clean on the chin right there.
And gives her a smile.
Yes, we got a smile. These girls mean business.
What I'd like to see Jennifer, and she caught it again. What I'd like to see her do, Jennifer, is to stay at range, sit down on her punches, and just let him go. She's landing one, and then she comes in and rushes her, and then gets caught, and then tries to go back out. We got a 10-second warning. Looks like we're going to see a round two.
Oh, it's going to be a great round two. I can already tell. Let's see if we get a little fast blows right at the end.
Great fight. Wow, she eats another one. How do you call it, Ryan?
You know, I got to give that one to Heidi. You know, Jennifer did great and tried to stay composed, but, you know, Heidi was throwing the harder shots, and, you know, it was probably doing a little bit more damage there.
Yeah, I think Jennifer did a really good job initially. She's fighting off some good takedown defense, but I think when you look at heavy strikes, I think that overhand right's really something for Jennifer she needs to figure out this round.
You know, John, what would you tell Heidi in the corner? She did great, you know, landing that overhand right. What would you tell her? Would you tell her to continue?
I would tell her the counterpunching's working really, really good. I would tell her to be more active, press the action, maybe get Jennifer to extend or commit herself to something and then get a counterpunch. I would like to see her feint more. A new fighter, you can get that quick feint in, get a reaction, and then you can fire a quick combination.
I think that would be great. You know, for Jennifer, you know, I do think she's doing a good job, especially for running on her debut. You know, try to pump that jab a little bit more, you know, maybe throw even a couple leg kicks in there.
Absolutely. Would you be calling for a takedown from either one of these girls?
Well, my personal, I like to watch them bang, so I'm going to have them stand up.
I'm more on your side, too. So here we go. We get to see a round two of Jennifer, Miss Maniac, Snyder, and Heidi Wollebaek. They both look composed. Bobby Wollebaek looking on closely to make sure the ice is out of the ring, or out of the cage, rather.
Yeah, great staff here at Steelfist, trying to make sure we keep everybody safe and no flipping occurs.
Fighter safety, #1. Here we go. They're smiling. They just winked at each other. They're going to bring it.
Oh, it looks like they're ready to go.
You know, Heidi comes from Aaron Garcia's camp. Those are tough guys, more of a boxing-focused gym. So I wouldn't be surprised that we're seeing what we are.
No,
heavy hands.
Let's see what happens in Jennifer's side. Let's see what her corner ended up telling her.
Wow, she's eating it. Now she's getting the jab going. Jennifer starting to establish it. She needs to start letting it go, though.
Yeah,
not 1-2, and she got caught.
Oh, scramble, and she gets
she's got her in a front choke. She pushes her against the cage. She's trying for a front guillotine. I don't think it's in tight, Ryan. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. It's not necessarily in tight, but if she changes her angle a little bit, it could be.
It's definitely winning on the judges' scorecards. And she eats a punch on the way out. Jennifer's striking off this. Would you rather see her defend the takedown?
Yeah, you know, I'd like to see her get her position before she starts striking. She's doing a good job right now pushing that head down, which, you know, gets Heidi to back out of the equation. And let's see if they set right up and go back to work.
What a great fight. Heidi, Wollebaek, and Jennifer Miss Maniac. Wow, this is not disappointing.
No, these girls both have heart, and they're both coming and they're trying to bring it to each other. You know, it seems like they're slowing down a little bit more, maybe calming down a little bit more. You know, I would call for Jennifer to maybe throw that jab out there and not commit as much to that, too. She's stepping in a little bit too far, which is...
I would agree with you. Yep, absolutely. You know, the other thing Jennifer's doing, she's throwing some blind kicks, and she's eating some punches. She needs to put those behind the hands.
Oh, of course. She needs to throw those hands first.
Body lock into a takedown. She needs to release that head, Ryan.
She needs to release that head, and it looks like we got a mount. No, we got half guard right now. She didn't get through all the way to mount.
Okay.
Looks like Heidi's controlling that position, you know, damaging that rib cage a little bit, trying to loosen up those arms that are holding her down.
You think she's looking for a stand-up?
You know, I think that's what she's probably looking for, maybe to try to minimize the damage, but I don't think she's going to get it right here. You know, she needs to let go of that head and try to start escaping those hips out and try to defend a little bit more.
Bobby right now is calling for more action. Bobby will stand this fight up. If Heidi cannot advance her position, this fight will end up on the feet again.
Yeah, let's see. You know, she needs to get that leg out. She's got it stuck in half guard. If she can fish it through, it looks like she's moving for it now, and she's pushing that leg down to try to get it through. That's the action we were looking for.
And I think that's what the ref's looking for. Nope, we're going to see a stand-up. I would have liked to seen that action go on a little bit more, but Bobby said that he wanted to see a stand-up, so here we go.
It's okay. We all enjoy the stand-up battle, so we'll go back up top.
Absolutely.
Kick her leg, gang.
But I think she did get the points for the takedown, so.
I do too, and I think they're being a little bit more methodical right now, as you can tell. You know, kind of thinking through their punches a little bit more.
And good, she's eating some heavy punches. See what I mean there, Ryan? She's rushing, she's got range, but she's closing, she's coming in too close.
Yeah, she's committing on that right that she throws, and it kind of brings her a little bit too close, a little bit not as balanced either.
We are gonna see a third round. And almost secures a second takedown at closing seconds.
We're Steelfist. You want to be part of the show? Because we're always looking for fighters, sponsors, and fans. So if you're interested, contact us at steelfistfight.com.
Steelfist fighting! We the best! We the best! They can't stop us. Nope, they can't stop us. We the best! We the best! Fight! Steelfist! 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 We the best! We the best! We on top! We don't stop! We the best! Fight! Steelfist! 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 Steelfist!
All right. You're Jennifer's corner. What are you telling her?
You know, I'm telling Jennifer right now, she needs to try to keep her distance, and she needs to, you know, get her legs underneath her. You know, noticing when she's throwing some of her punches, she's kind of bouncing up on her toes. When she's bouncing up on those toes, the balance isn't there. She needs to sit down on those punches, pump that jab out there, you know, maybe throw a two and then follow with a leg kick.
Yep.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, I think she's, to your point, she's losing power for sure, and she's not using her long-range weapon, so I'm going to agree with you there. I'm probably going to give that second round as well, based on the takedown and, again, some heavy shots over to Heidi.
Yeah, I would see it. I would too, and I would suggest for Heidi, in this third round, take her down. She almost secured 2 takedowns that round. She could take her down, just improve your position. She could finish out this third round right there with some ground and pound, and maybe get a submission.
That's true. Even if she gets the takedown, she'll probably win the fight based on the takedown. So
exactly.
So here we go. We're going to see a third round. Heidi Wollebaek and Jennifer Miss Maniac Snyder. Great fight so far, Ryan.
Oh yeah, both of these girls are ready to go. Looks like they're again cleaning the cage out, getting ready to go, make sure all the fighters are safe. Like most female fights, this did not disappoint.
Did not disappoint. 2 single moms. Trust me, what they're dealing with at home is a whole hell of a lot harder than what they're dealing with in the cage right now.
Oh, I bet you they're having a blast out there right now.
They are. Looks like they square up. Nice. Good. Looks like Jennifer's got to keep her hands up. She's going to eat that overhand right. And she almost ate it again.
Yeah, you still see Heidi going to that overhand right. It's really working, so just keep it going if I was her.
I think what you're going to see is Heidi's going to time that kick and try to come in with that overhand right. Oh, and she caught her with a nice left hook, Ryan.
Yeah, I think Jennifer needs to start, setting up those kicks with her hands. She's throwing that jab, and then, when she throws that to her.
And right to a back heel trip, ends up in guard. To your point, Ryan, she was able to secure the takedown.
Yeah, that was great. The only thing she could have done better is, maybe try to get that takedown in the opposite corner by her coaches. She's right now kind of in the corner of Jennifer's coaches.
She's in the pit over here, right?
Yeah, she is. She is.
So you'd like to see her maybe push her, try to get her to go over to that corner?
Yeah, start bringing her over there. And as you can see, Jennifer's guard's open right now. Oh, she just closed it. But while she has it open, she should try to take advantage of that and at least slip one leg through and kind of improve her position.
Yeah, in the judge's eyes, especially now with 2 takedowns, you can't lock up that position because you're losing the fight in a 3-minute fight. You got to stay active and work.
Oh yeah, she's really got to stay active right now, especially due to the fact that she probably lost rounds 1 and 2. She needs some sort of finish in this round.
She does. Heidi, modest work. I got a feeling that we're going to see a stand-up unless we're going to see some major motion. I'd like to even see Heidi maybe even stand in posture and try to get some punches in.
Yeah, if she could bring her knee in and, try to put it right in there. I can see her doing it right now. She's trying to sit back, try to pop that guard a little bit. You can start to see Jennifer's feet slipping a little bit. And the guard is open. Let's see if she can pass through.
Looks like she was almost trying to get she went and looked like she was going for a pass, got a guillotine. Right to an active guard, and Jennifer is able to stand up and power through it. Wow, what a fight.
And they're back up again. Let's do it again.
1-2 right kick.
I'd like to see Jen throw, maybe a 2-3 leg kick or something. Try to get Heidi to lift her hands up a little bit and beat up that leg. You can tell that Heidi's left leg is already a little bit red for some of those leg kicks.
You're right. She should fire those, maybe slow her down. But ultimately, she's going to have to win this fight, not by leg kicks, but by strikes. She's got to let her hands go, right?
Exactly. Set it up with your punches. She needs to either knock her out or get a submission.
I think you're right.
She's got to win this.
Jab, right kick, jab.
I think Heidi knows that. She's staying relatively safe.
Set it up with your punches.
He's telling her, Aaron Garcia looks like he's telling her to set up the takedown, and I think we see it perfectly timed right there.
Yep.
Very good coaching on Aaron's part, and it looks like Jennifer's got to get those legs out, those hips out, or she's going to lose another takedown.
Yeah, I think she's trying
got a front choke.
Yeah,
she's got her in a front choke.
She's trying to go with the guillotine right now.
I don't think she's going to get it, though.
Arm in, and she doesn't have the guard, so I think it'll be kind of difficult.
Really difficult from side control or any position like that. And that is it.
That is the end of the fight.
We are going to go to the judges' scorecards. What an incredible fight. Heidi Wollebaek and Jennifer Miss Maniac Snyder.
And
Let's take it over to Jose.
That sounds perfect.
This fight ended in a split decision. Judge 1 scores it 28-29, Snyder. Judge 2 scores it 29-28, Wollebaek. Judge 3 scores it 29-28. With your winner, the red corner, Heidi Wollebaek.
joined here by your winner, Jennifer. Please stay in the ring. Jennifer, stay with us real quick. Heidi, congratulations on your victory. Wow, that got close, huh? Yeah, that was a great, great fight. What a great representation of women's MMA here in Steelfist. What a great job.
Thank you so much. I want to thank, first of all, my coach, Aaron Garcia. He is the absolute best coach in the world. I would not be here right now without him. And especially my team, they got me here. I just want to thank them. They're the best team. Everyone here who came to support me, thank you so much.
You definitely trained hard for that fight. I saw that overhand right landing time and time again. You had some nice ground action, probably what led to the judge's decision. But I got to tell you, Jennifer is no slouch. She is a tough, tough opponent. Give your hands, put your hands together too for Jennifer, folks. So Heidi, is this a bucket list thing? Or are you going to be back in here looking for other girls to beat up? I know you're a single mom, so this is probably like girls' night out for you, right?
This is. I mean, this was for my son and all single mothers out there. Anybody can do this. I mean, you just have to have a heart, and I'll be back.
Good. I think we want to see you back in the cage for sure. Heidi Wollebaek, your winner, folks. Real quick, folks, let's hear it again for both of your competitors. Jennifer, let me just steal a quick amount of time for this. I know you worked really hard for this fight. I know you trained really hard. I saw you putting down some spaghetti last night at weigh-in, so I don't know what your weight cut looked like. But tell me a little bit about your feelings right now. Obviously, you're disappointed with the decision, but...
I'm not disappointed at all. That was a great matchup, great fight. Couldn't have found an opponent to fit me better. She's tough. She has a nice overhand. I love it. I don't care that I lost. I went out there and fought for my life.
You definitely did. I gotta tell you, I'd pay to see that fight again. But are we gonna see you back in the cage again, or are you done?
Oh, I'm coming back.
Good. We've got a great team of coaches over here. Anybody you want to thank?
David, I want to thank Mike, James, Paul, Susan, everybody at CCS, my entire family, Destiny, Desiree, Holly, Andy, Chesterfield, all of you, I love you!
All right. Great competition. I hope to see you back in the cage, Jennifer.